Hello aspirants, welcome back to SRIRAM's IAS. So friends, as a part of our women and child welfare schemes, so in today's discussion, let us try to learn about one important scheme, that is Mission Vatsalya. So friends, if you look from the perspective of statistical data, so do you know that India has over 30 million children in the need of care and protection? Do you know that? And the other important aspect, if you see that, can you really say that, can a nation truly progress if the children are left without protection and care? So can it happen? So what do you think? So friends, that's the objective of Mission Vatsalya. So it's a flagship initiative launched by Government of India to have empowerment of the children and to take care and protect the children, leaving no one unturned. That means like leave no child behind, having protection and care. So that's the basic vision and objective of the Mission Vatsalya. So friends, in today's discussion, let us try to understand more about the concept and the mission, that is Mission Vatsalya. So where let us try to know basic details of Mission Vatsalya, and then what are the basic objectives and to what extent it has got achievements. So that's what our subject of matter for the day. So before we proceed towards our further discussion, so let me announce you an important announcement, that is that SRIRAM's IAS is coming up with its Diwali offer. So where like with respect to your GS Foundation 1 year and 2 year courses, you will get a flat 75% offer on this festive occasion. So they are extending. So if you want to just avail and grab the opportunity, just avail it so before the time. So that's one important information that I wanted to share with you. So friends, now let us try to discuss more about the Mission Vatsalya scheme. So first, let us begin with the basic details of the scheme. So friends, if you look from the perspective of Mission Vatsalya, the scheme has been launched in the year 2021. So it has launched by Government of India in 2021. So that's the first information that you have to keep in mind. And then if you look from the perspective of the basic objective of Mission Vatsalya, as I have said, so the scheme is intended for child protection, that is one thing, and then child welfare, that's the next thing, as well as development of the children with special emphasis who are under the vulnerable category. That means those children who doesn't have a particular thing called as family, let's say like orphan children. So they are the prime focus. So that's one thing that you have to remember. So then if you look from the perspective of key features, so key features of the scheme are the mission. It includes that it promotes the family-based care. So what do you mean by family-based care? So there we have said like 30 million children were there who are having no protection and care. That means they are mostly either abandoned or they are mostly orphans. So that kind of them, for that kind of children, so the mission promotes family care, so family-based care. So you can see for abandoned, foster care and sponsorship. So that is one another important aspect. So there we'll go for adoption also. So that is another important aspect. So then next important feature is that, so the Mission Vatsalya strengthens institutional mechanisms. So what are the various institutional mechanisms that we have now? So we have some of the institutional mechanisms like IWCS, that is Child Welfare Committees. So that is one thing. And then we have Juvenile Justice Boards, so JJBs. So we have that thing. So strengthening such kind of the institutional mechanism is one another important aspect under the Mission Vatsalya. So is that it clear? Now, the next important feature is that the provisions of rehabilitation and reintegration of the children. So rehabilitation and reintegration is one another important aspect that we have to look with respect to the children, with respect to the care and protection. So this scheme also ensures such kind of rehabilitation and the integration of the children. So that is one another important aspect. So these are some of the basic details of Mission Vatsalya. So then if you look other important aspects or other important details, so what about the target beneficiaries? So who are the beneficiaries or who are the target section of the people? So if you see from the perspective of targeted beneficiaries, so those children who are orphans and those who might be abandoned or those who are vulnerable. So all these children will be benefited under this particular scheme. So that is Mission Vatsalya. And then what about the funding pattern and what about the nature of the scheme? So the scheme is a centrally sponsored scheme. When we say centrally sponsored scheme, so the scheme will be formulated by the central government and the implementation will be handled by the state governments, right? That's one thing. And apart from that, like when we say centrally sponsored schemes, so usually there would be a division of funding pattern. So if we talk from the perspective of the Mission Vatsalya, so the funding pattern is like 60-40. That is 60% would be borne by the center and the 40% of the funding would be borne by the states. So that is one another important aspect, right? But what about the northeastern and Himalayan states? So in northeastern and Himalayan states, 90% of the funding would be given by the central government and 10% will be borne by the state government. So that is another important aspect. So I hope it is clear with you. So it's a centrally sponsored scheme and it's a flagship initiative of the Government of India. So that is another important aspect that you have to remember. Now, if you look from the perspective of the Mission Vatsalya, so who monitors? So which is the nodal ministry which handles this particular scheme? So if you see from that perspective, it is usually supervised by the Ministry of Women and Child Welfare Development. So Women and Child Development Ministry. So this is the key fact you have to remember. And then what about the background of Mission Vatsalya? So if you look, it has been launched in 2021. Prior to that, we had a scheme called as ICPS, that is Integrated Child Protection Scheme. Now, this Integrated Child Protection Scheme has been subsumed under Mission Vatsalya and we have renamed it as Mission Vatsalya. So that's one another important aspect. I hope the details are clear for you now. So then, if you see from the perspective of other important aspects, so what are the key objectives of this particular scheme? So we also have to understand. So when we see from the perspective of Mission Vatsalya, so the key objectives are empowerment of the children. So first and foremost thing is that if we want to just empower a nation, we need to empower the children also. So we have said that how can we expect a nation to get empowered without empowering the children? Because children, today's children are nothing but tomorrow's future. So if we want to construct the future, so we have to empower the children today. So imagine if more portion or most chunk of the children today are abandoned, are having no care and protection and they does not have empowerment, then can we expect that India move towards the path of empowerment? It's not possible. So key objective, one of the key objective is empowerment of the children. Okay, but the very crucial as well as the vital objectives are one thing: child protection and safety, protection of the child and saving the children. So those who are orphans, those who are abandoned and all such kind of children, so protection of the child, that's one thing. Then next important objective, very key objective is that providing assistance which is needed for the rehabilitation and reintegration of the children. So rehabilitation and reintegration of the children who are vulnerable or who are facing some sort of issues in their life. So that is one another key objective. So remember it. So this is the second and very most important objective. Then strengthening the existing child protection systems. So this is another important thing. So as we have discussed, so juvenile justice boards are there. So we have to just strengthen them. So like that, whatever the existing institutional mechanism is there with respect to the children, so we are intended to strengthen it. So that's one another important thing. Then prevent child abuse and child trafficking. So this is also one of the key objective of Mission Vatsalya. I hope it is clear to you. That means like these are nothing but all the important objectives of Mission Vatsalya. So that's one thing. So friends, after understanding that, so if you look from the perspective of Mission Vatsalya's portal, so Mission Vatsalya's portal integrates some other important components also. So the composition of Mission Vatsalya portal are what we can see in Mission Vatsalya portal means there we can see 4 important components. So one component is nothing but to track the children and for missing or found missing children or found children. So that is one thing. So one component of Mission Vatsalya portal will look for the perspective of tracking the children who are missing so that we can find them and we can just make them to just reach their homes safely. That's one thing. Second one, carings. Carings is another component of the Mission Vatsalya portal. So where it will be concerned with respect to the adoption of the children. So if you wish to just adopt a child, so you can just proceed and you can just go for that aspect also. Then ICPS portal. So as I have said you, so before 2021 we had the integrated child protection scheme. Now this integrated child protection scheme has been systematically integrated with the Mission Vatsalya portal. So which looks for monitoring the schemes. That is another important aspect. I hope this is also clear to you. Now, if you look from the perspective of the Koya Paya, so this is another important component. So Koya Paya, in Hindi, Koya means like missing, Paya means like available, so like that. So Koya Paya is one important component of Mission Vatsalya portal, so where it is concerned with, it's a citizen-centric application for missing and sighted children. So that's another important aspect. So these are all nothing but the important aspects related to Mission Vatsalya. So I hope it is again clear to you. So friends, now if you look from the perspective of the Mission Vatsalya, so Mission Vatsalya scheme is a roadmap to achieve development. And particularly the child protection priorities align with the sustainable development goals. So we have around 17 sustainable development goals. So like zero hunger, no poverty, so all such kind of things are there. So which includes like quality education and health, all those things. So this particular scheme also aligns to realize the goals of the sustainable development goals. So that is one another important aspect. So that's one thing that you have to remember. So the scheme, that is Mission Vatsalya, also intends to improve the functioning of the statutory bodies. So then it also tries to strengthen the service delivery to the children. And then it also would like to just upscale the institutional care and the services that we can extend to the children. And then it also encourages non-institutional community-based care towards the children. That's another thing. And then finally, training and capacity building to the duty holders. So that is one thing that we have to remember. So friends, remember that every child deserves care, protection and a safety home. But what happens to those who doesn't have something called as family? So that's what exactly Mission Vatsalya seeks to establish. So Mission Vatsalya is a flagship initiative by the Government of India which intends to take care of the, protect and ensure safety of those abandoned, orphaned or the children who are under vulnerable situation. So that's all for the day from my side. So it's me, your Dr. Suresh Guramkunda. So signing off for today. Thank you all of you for watching this video.